seconds.
Oh my God, what is Jasmine doing?
Look
Jasmine
at the
said,
smoke all around
Where is
your
she?
mouth.
Jasmine goes, I helped put out a fire. I said, "Sir," she goes, yeah, I kicked dirt on it.
10 seconds.
She goes, I helped put out the
She's
fire.
got a little firefighter badge,
And
little
in 5,
sticker badge.
Why is it
Four.
so late today?
3, 2, 1. Roll the open.
Hello and welcome to Weekend Double. I'm Gerald. That's Nick. How you doing, Nick?
Right now, the 4 just took the lead, and I listened to your advice, and I bet the 4 in a double. So you better not screw me up this time. Now that we're on YouTube,
Well, yeah, we've moved from the No Filter Network. Sort of moved. We're trying out some of these new streams. We're on StreamYard right now, going over to YouTube. So if you happen to be watching on YouTube, welcome. Or if you're watching the replay, welcome. We're going to fiddle around, kind of fumble through this, and we're not going to get too fancy on this, but just seems like a more stable place to show videos. And man, it's Derby time. Everything's heating up. Today we got the Risen Star that is the first 50-point Derby prep. I'm not real excited about the entrance, but I'm excited that the 50-point races are starting up.
yeah, I think this field is but it's also fun. I mean, it's big. This race going on right now is not very big. It's not very fun, but the Risen Star is good. It's fun. It's a good betting race.
Yeah, it's meant a lot in the past, and so it's worth watching. There's a couple I like in here, but I'm not high on East Avenue, as you probably know. I'm gonna look to try and beat East Avenue. It's been a while since this one has run, and there's a couple of nice prices I like. There was a scratch. Jonathan's Way scratched the 2. And so that leaves us with the field of 11. Is that right? No. 12.
12, something
12.
like that.
It's a field of 12. So how is your race going on right now? I was going to pop it on, but
Yeah, it's over in the 1-9 shot one, like a 1-9 shot should.
okay. Well, better luck next time on that
Yeah,
one. But
right.
yeah, I'm just going to mention the field here real quick. The 1 is American Promise for D. Wayne Lucas. The 2 is the scratch, Jonathan's Way. The 3 is Vassimo, who really has caught my eye lately after watching a couple of videos. The 4 is East Avenue, who will probably be the favorite. The 5 is Chunk of Gold, who at is going to be double-digit odds. I think this one might be worth using in your trifecta. Some people think this one can win. The 6 is Seattle Road. I'm not giving that one much of a chance. The 7 is Septarian with Flavian Pratt aboard. That one's kind of caught my eye. The 8 is Giocoso. The 9 is probably the one I'm going to lean on heavily, and that's Built. Luis Saez rides. And the 10 is Render Judgment with Brian Hernandez aboard. The 11 is Jolly Samurai. The 12 is Vamos Carlitos, and the 13 is Magnitude. And just off the top of your head right now, of those that I mentioned, are there any that are kind of you're leaning towards?
I liked Bill. I'm kind of with you. I thought that last race he ran, I think it was the Risen Star, right, where he ran second, the Lecomte. This is the Risen Star. The Lecomte, he was good in it. I thought he ran a good race and closed well. So I liked him here. I'm with you against East Avenue, mainly because he's the first race back from his, that long break, and they aren't trying to win the Risen Star. That's not the goal. They're trying to win the Kentucky Derby. So if they run third here, I don't think they're going to be all that upset if they get a good race into them. I think that's kind of what they're after. So if they win, obviously they'll be happy, but I don't think they're trying to win as much as they're trying to run a good race.
Yeah, I was trying to project a pace on this, and I think the 1 American Promise is going to go out and try and steal this one. And the question I have that I was trying to figure out is is anybody going to go with American Promise? And if so, is it going to affect the outcome of the race? I don't think East Avenue is going to try and go with American Promise. East Avenue can sit back 2 or 3 back and just kind of, let the one wear himself out and then make a run coming around the last turn. But that's what I'm kind of hoping for. I'm hoping the East Avenue gets caught up in some kind of a speed duel up front. Although I really don't see anybody that could challenge. I really see American Promise out by himself. But I think this really sets up for Built, who should be able to sit 3 or 4 back and make a nice run late. I think Built is probably the best closers of this group. And I like the odds I'm going to get on Built in this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think the way the track's been playing all day, you want to be forward. So I do think others are going to go with American Promise. I think they're going to try and get East Avenue to go because that's the way he's won his races. But the last time we saw him, he stumbled. So if he gets out of the gate cleanly and he gets to the lead, I'm not going to be shocked when he runs off and wins. I'm kind of hoping he's slow out of the gate and doesn't quite make the move that he did the first 2 races he ran. And then I'm a little concerned with Built getting out of the gate because he broke poorly in the Lecomte, but he broke well everything else, every other race he's ran. So it certainly feels like he has a chance, but they did they put Saez on and took Loveberry off. So I'm excited with that. I think Saez is a good rider to get him out to the front. So that's what I'm hoping for. Saez gets him to the front. He just keeps going.
Well, we got a lot of stuff going on this weekend. Not only is there Derby prep today, but we also have the Sunland Derby tomorrow, who sometimes can be sneaky good if some of the horses that ship from the West Coast over to New Mexico. So I'll be watching that one. I like Getaway Car getting in the Derby, and I really that's what I'm looking for tomorrow is Getaway Car to win the Sunland Derby, get a spot. I think Getaway Car has 17 points right now, maybe. That'll give him 37, 36, and that should be enough to get in with another decent run next month. So that's one I'm going to be watching again tomorrow. Probably going to be here back on YouTube and the No Filter Network. And then we have the Derby Future 4 pool. I think we should probably rename that to Let's Throw Our Money Away at the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, that it certainly feels like it sometimes. I've been much better this year. I haven't invested as much, so I feel a little bit better about myself. I'm only in for a couple $100, and I'm going to put a couple $100 in this week because they have at TwinSpires a 20% rebate if you whatever you bet over $50 up to $100 rebate. So bet $500, you get $100 back on Monday. So I'll probably have $500 into this pool just because I'm getting $100. So really, I'm putting $400 in.
Well, I'm glad you told me about that. I'll definitely be taking advantage of it. I don't know if I'm going to do the full 500 to get the 100 free, but there are definitely ways to maximize your bankroll with these offers that some of these wagering sites offer. If you're new to horse racing and you haven't signed up for any of these wagering sites, man, take advantage of them because they just throw money at you to sign up. But do it at the right time. Take advantage of the right offers. And then once you get signed up, they even have offers, money back specials like in today's race. Just about every site has a money back special for the Risen Star where you bet a horse to win up to $10. And if that horse doesn't win but comes in second or third, you get your money back in the form of a credit. So I know you and I take advantage of that as much as possible. It helps the bankroll. And here in California, where horse racing is legal to bet online, it's a real nice perk to have in your wallet there. That it's nice to get that extra money. And it sounds like TwinSpires is not only offering the 20% back up to $100, but it sounds like you're also opted into an offer the week of the Kentucky Derby.
Yep, yeah, they haven't said what it is, which is the fun part. Which I guess means that if a bunch of people do it, they'll do something better. If nobody does it, probably do something worse. So they aren't really held to anything. But yeah, I mean, it is definitely the way to go. If you're going to bet it anyways, you might as well get some money back while doing it. And TwinSpires has an invested interest in you putting money into this pool, so they don't mind rebating you some.
Well, I'm going to maneuver over to the track to see what's going on in the paddock or see if they've even made it to the track. But while I'm doing that, are there some in future Pool 4 that you like?
There were a couple. You and I have talked about what was his name? Now I've forgotten.
First Resort?
First Resort. One at Churchill Downs on Future Stars Day, November 30th, and has come back and worked. He's working over at Turfway, and he looks like he's going to be a big price. I don't have it up currently, but I could probably get over there. But he looked like one that was going to be a pretty nice price that you and I both are kind of thinking he has at least a shot of making the gate, which is what you're really after. Is if you have one that's alive in the gate, you kind of feel like, all right, well, if he wins, which it's kind of a crapshoot from there, you got him covered. So well, he's sitting right now at where'd it go? 62-1. So definitely feels like one that if you're gonna throw a little money at, 62-1 is a good coverage bet because you don't need to worry about if he, once he makes the gate, then you're good. If he doesn't, well, you only wasted $20.
Well, since you have it up, I'll throw a couple names at you that I like. I love Citizen Bull. I've got some early Derby Pool 1 money on Citizen Bull, and I'm going to ride that one after seeing him run in the was it the Robert B. Lewis?
Yep.
The Robert B. Lewis, yeah. I like Citizen Bull. I think Barnes looks like he's going to be really good, but I need to see a race. I need to see a prep race before I start throwing a lot of money at him. I think a good value play might be Patch Adams too, as well. After that last third place finish, I think Patch Adams is good value. I'm anxious to see what the odds also end up on Grande. Grande is another one that I'm thinking about, and then I think Getaway Car. We talked about Getaway Car, getting in the Derby, and I really think Getaway Car could end up being a rabbit for one of Baffert's other horses, and then Disco Time. I think Disco Time, that last run by Disco Time was pretty impressive. I'm anxious to see what he can do next time out. So I'll be betting Disco Time as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, Barnes and Citizen Bull currently, which this closes, is pari-mutuel. So you get the final odds, not the odds you bet it at. They're sitting at the favorite. Citizen Bull at 7-1, Barnes at 8-1. Disco Time is floated up to 28-1, and he's not running today. So if Built wins, you figure that Disco Time will probably take some money because he beat Built last out. But Disco Time is 28-1 and Built is 27-1, which is somewhat interesting. Getaway Car is at 69-1. Nice right now. Grande at 60-1, and Patch Adams is at 34-1. So pretty big numbers outside of your two Bafferts there. And then all others is your third choice at 9-1 currently, which if that stays anywhere near there, sort of feels like the one, because we've done this enough times where the Pool 6 closes that last weekend and one of these horses, it's not listed, sneaks in one of those 100-point races and runs second, and then they make the gate, and they weren't listed in this pool. So if you get somewhere near 10-1, you got your coverage on them there, as opposed to that Pool 6, you normally get, a little bit smaller prices.
Yeah, and usually if they win that that race in the last month, they're usually pretty good. If they're winning in April, they're usually some kind of contender, if they're in one of the big races. So yeah, I'm all over the horse I like over all others. Even if it only covers a couple of horses, to me, I think it's still worth putting, 10 or 20 bucks on.
Yeah, with Barnes and Citizen Bull, they both seem very, very good, and we've seen this enough times where the very good horses normally make the gate, and when they're in the gate, like I said, you want to be live to them, and so having them covered in those exactas is a good way to go. And the all others, even especially out here in February, you got 3 months till the Derby. Really, it's a good one to. The field's not anywhere near set. We got lots of horses to add, and Captain Cook won that Aqueduct race and wasn't anywhere near the Derby, but now he's listed in this pool because he won that Aqueduct.
I'm just looking at the post time. It looks like they're scheduled to go off at 4:40 now. Is that what you're seeing? About
Yeah,
4:39 and
it's
not
yeah, it's
4:30. I was hoping it'd be closer to 4:30. Otherwise, I would have started this a little later. But
yeah,
yeah, that's okay.
post drag, you know.
Yeah, I know. But just an update right now on the odds. I'm seeing American Promise, the one at 12-1. The 3 Vassimo, who is one of my money back specials. I'm using 3 money back specials on 3 different sites just because the ones I'm using all have decent odds. So I'm using the 3 Vassimo with Irad. Irad's won 3 times on the Fairgrounds track today. So I'm going to use Vassimo at 7-1. I'm not using East Avenue, is currently 4-5.
Oof,
Chunk of Gold, man, at
love him.
42-1 is really. I mean, this is the probably a really good closer, but the problem is he's so far back early. I
Yeah,
mean,
well,
he gives
and
them a huge lead.
yeah, and this race is not one that I really want the closer in. So I
Yeah,
think this is, I think he's going to run. They're going to see how he takes to the dirt because he's only raced on synthetic at this point, if I'm not mistaken with that one.
yeah, it came from Turfway, I think.
Yeah, and so he may be pointing either to come back to Turfway, or they may, if he runs well enough in the dirt, maybe go to another, come back to the Louisiana Derby, go over to Oaklawn, or maybe come back at the Jeff Ruby at Turfway and make the Derby gate that way.
The 6 is Seattle Road at 91-1. I gave this one.
That's too low.
I gave that one no chance. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. The 7 was my other money back special, Septarian, Flavian rides for Chad Brown. That's the 7. It's 16-1. That'll be a nice money back special if it hits. The 8 is Giocoso at 35-1. Built, who is my top pick, is 5-2. That's the number 9. The 10 is Render Judgment at 32-1. That surprised me. I thought Render Judgment would be closer to 15 or 10-1.
I'm going to pull up the doubles here real quick. He looks like he's going to come down and may end up, he'll probably end up in like that 15-1 range.
That's what I would expect. 10 to 15-1 on Render Judgment. I know the last showing wasn't that great, but 32-1 sounds awful high.
Yeah.
The 11 is over 100-1. That's Jolly Samurai. That sounds about right. The 12 is Vamos Carlitos, now up to 38-1. And Magnitude, 48-1. Magnitude at one point. A lot of people liked Magnitude before that last race.
And I think that if he can get the positioning, which, it's always a tough one, especially from the 13 post. This is I've been saying it all day. It's a speed favoring track. And if he's up front, he's up near the lead, it's going to be tough for them to come and catch him. So I do wonder if they just kind of send him and see how far he can go. If you scratch out that Lecomte and say that he didn't like being behind and he didn't like the slop, he didn't like the kickback in the slop, and just throw that one out, he fits on every other, every pace figure you see, every number you see here, he fits, and he's not this time out of a Bernardini mirror, and it's a Winchell thoroughbred Steve Asmussen. So it's not like it's some like ho hum, what is this horse? It's a big horse. It's something good. So they've raced it enough that maybe we know what it is, and maybe it's not good enough. But at 40-1, 48-1, and doubles look like it's going to be 25-1. I would say that would be a good money back special for you.
The Magnitude.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with those 3 though. The 3, the 7, and the 9.
Yeah.
I was hoping to get a little bit better odds on Built, but that 3-1 sounds about right. Actually, yeah. I'm happy with 3-1 on Built. My top pick, Built. Who was it? Your top pick? Were you going with?
Built. I think is the best, the most likely winner. I think is what I'd say. I think East Avenue is a very good horse, and if he wins, it's not going to be shocking. And then after that, it's sort of a who gets to the front and can they just keep going. So one like Magnitude would fit in what I'm talking about. One like Built, which I actually like. And then I don't like American Promise. I think American Promise is not very good, though he is a Justify out of a Tappet mare and also a very well-bred horse, and maybe just gets ran. I mean, this is his 8th start, so maybe I'm just worn out on seeing him lose maiden races after maiden races. But if he can get to the front and ride the rail, and Keith Asmussen's there, who's not the best of jockeys, but he has a win today. So I'm a little afraid of American Promise beating me. Your Vassimo, I don't know. I'm 50-50 on. They came out that he got I think he's gonna DQ him from that last race because of a overage, and Pletcher's gonna get a suspension, but they're in Louisiana and there is no HISA rule, so there are no rules. So he's gonna run here, but he's not getting bet like he's a Pletcher IRAD big horse. So maybe he's not that good, but at 6-7 to 1, it sort of feels like, well, I see why they're here, and if he gets the lead, you can see him going all the way too, because he's done it twice already.
Well, and Irad's having a big day, so that's kind of why I threw him in there.
Yeah.
When I saw Irad win the last race, I said, okay, that's 3 wins, and he usually pulls off 3 or 4 in a day, and he's capable of that. So I thought at 7 to 1, or at 7 to 1, I thought that was a sensible money back play there. I'm
Yeah.
hoping to hit one of these. I'd be okay with Built. I'd still make some money if one of those others got in second or third, but we'll see what happens. Now,
I will say that one of the things that I'm interested here is to just throw East Avenue out of the trifecta, and then just kind of take those ones that we talked about, do a Vassimo, do a Sepetarian, Magnitude, Built, and then bring in some closers, even though I don't think the closers are going to be who you want in this race, but they can fill out that trifecta if they're halfway decent, something like a Render Judgment, and the other one that we were just talking about,
Okay.
Chunk of Gold.
so a 5-horse try is what, $60?
30 for
times
50
4.
cents. Yeah.
Yeah, 30 for. So the 3, the 7, the 9, the 13, and what was another one?
I would do either the 5 or the 10, and the 10 probably makes more sense based on what we have going on this track.
I don't see, who was it? Who was the 10?
The 10 is Rendered Judgment.
Render Judgment. And who was the 5?
5 is Chunk
that's
of
the
Gold.
closer. That's the
Yeah.
closer. I'd
And
feel more
Rendered-
comfortable with the 10. So 3, 7, 9,
10,
10,
13.
13 in a trifecta box.
Would be an interesting one.
trifecta
Basically what you're doing is you're betting against East Avenue coming out from the juvenile back in November. And maybe what you should do instead of boxing him is key him in second or key him in third, and then put those horses on top and beneath him. So go those 5 over the 4 with those 5 in third, and then those 5 in first and second, and the 4 in third, and save you some money. I think I haven't.
You know what? I wouldn't even trim it at that price. At the 50-cent level, I wouldn't even trim it, because I'd kill myself if one of those that I trimmed out actually won. So I would play a straight box, not straight
Okay.
box, but a box. of
Yeah.
those 5. That's a $30 play, you said, at 50-cent level.
Yeah. Okay, so you've talked me into
3,
it. So I'm going to
7,
play it in my
9,
tournament. 'Cause I realized in my tournament I
10,
accidentally played my double for $50 twice. So I actually played it for 100 and not for 50. So I got to now play I need to play $40. So I'm going to play this box that we're talking about. And maybe it'll move me way up in this tournament if something comes up. Not 5. 3, 7, 9, 10, 13.
3, 7, 9, 10, 13. Yeah.
All right, now I need another $10. So I'm going to do another. I won't box them. I think what I'll do is an exacta. What's that exacta paying? 9 over 3 is 20 for $1. 9 over 7 is 39. 9 over 10 is 65, and 9 over 13 is 97.
How about those 5 in an exacta box?
What I'm going to do, well, I want us to spend $10, right? Yeah, so
Oh,
I'm
I
trying to
see.
spend 10. So just to get me to my clean 200, because, that's a terrible way of playing a tournament. But at this point, I'm out of the tournament, so screw it. I'm going to go 9 over 3, 7, 10, and 13. And that's $8. So I've over Okay, so I'll do a straight, and I'll do the 5. So it's a $2 exacta with the 9 with 3, 5, 7, 10, 13. So I just put the 9 on top and added the 5 to the second place. That works.
Okay.
You know
That's
what?
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like the exacta box better than the tri box, but because we're asking East Avenue to finish out of third, which I kind of think East Avenue is the third place. That's kind of where I think he makes a run.
Wait, now
and
you tell
then
me. I just
and
put
then
this bet
well,
in.
no, and then fades to third or maybe fourth by some gets passed by
Yeah.
some late runner. We'll see, but yeah, I like that the 3, 5, 7 3 was it 3 no 3, 5, 7, 9
No, 3, 7, 9, 10, 13.
10 13.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'll play that in real money because I have $25 left in my Twin Spire account. So I'll box those 5, 3, 7, 9, 10, 13, and for $1 is 20. So I'll do that. And then I will play the exact I didn't play in the tournament because I got $5 left. So now I'll put the 9 built into second, and I'll play the 3, 5, 7, 10, 13 over the 9, which is, I'm just wasting money at this point. But I'm in Reno, so money doesn't matter. It's all make believe.
That's right. I forgot you made the run up to Reno. Is this a Valentine's kind of party thingy or what?
No, it's kids are out of school and I'm off work on Monday. So we've been wanting to go to Reno for about 8 months, and we haven't had a weekend that we could actually do it where there isn't soccer or track or cross country or some other obligation. So we finally were able to do it. So we're here till Monday.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun up there. Where are you
Yeah.
guys staying at today?
Silver Legacy.
That's good. That's a nice place.
Yeah, I'm getting a little sick of their bonuses and their free. It's they're getting cheap. So I told Kim maybe we'll do a run over to Grand Sierra and see if I can't get a card and throw a couple $100 through and see if I can't get a free room over there.
I stayed at El Dorado about a month ago, and I usually stay at Silver Legacy when I'm in Reno, but I stayed at El Dorado last time and I liked it. Probably be staying at El Dorado next time. And I don't. The third one is
Circus.
Yeah, I don't even go in there.
That's where my children are right now.
I actually parked in there because there was more parking there. And I walked through and I was going to play something in there on the way through. And they didn't even have a place to get a player card. Like I needed a duplicate player card.
Wow.
Then they had the automated machines. They say the automated machine is out. I'm like, my gosh, you don't want anybody to come in here at all, do you?
Yeah. Well, that's what I felt about these Caesars properties in Vegas and in Reno recently is that they don't they bought El Dorado bought Caesars 6, 7, 10 years ago at this point, and they've realized we can just print money in Vegas by having people do tournament or do conventions here, and we don't really need to take care of anybody anymore. And they're probably leveraged to the gills, so they have no money to do anything other than just hoping to keep pumping money out of these things. So it feels very much like they aren't worried about the player. Hey, it feels like horse racing. How about that?
Yeah, I don't enjoy as much as I used to up there, but it's still close, and I still go up once in a while. Well, it looks like they're headed towards the gate. So, any last words? Your top pick, Bill?
Yeah, I think Bill. I think Bill. I wasn't expecting 3-1, and that seems to be coming down a little bit. I guess that's about right with the scratch of Jonathan's Way. Yeah, I think Built is your most likely to beat East Avenue. And if you don't do that, I think it's sort of like we said, magnitude. I didn't play any of those plays with American Promise, so I'm a little bit scared of that one beating me now because I left him off of all these goofy bets that you made me do.
He's the wild card. The one is the wild card. Dwayne Lucas, he doesn't hold him back. He's going to let that one go. I don't think he's going to have enough late, but that would not shock me if the one at 13-1 was
ends
able
up
to
in the
be able to go.
trifecta.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and the thing with him is he'll run in the Louisiana Derby, or he'll send him over to Oaklawn and he'll get him in those 100-point races and try to get him in fourth, and that'll get him into the Derby. And you know, if I have a horse and I want it to go into the Derby, like Dwayne Lucas is the guy I'm getting send my horse to, right? Where it's like, if I want to be in the
Right.
Derby, he's going to run the horse.
Yeah. He's going to get every shot he gets. He's going to do it.
And I don't know enough about jockeys or trainers or any of these things and how it actually works, but everybody talks about how horses don't run enough. It's like, well, Dwayne Lucas has no problem running his horses. So maybe it's just the trainers have these problems running the horses. Maybe it's not the horse. Maybe it's the trainers.
All right, looks like they're headed towards the gate here.
Yeah, we'll see if they don't make one more turnaround here, because they've been doing that now. This is the third time they've been going up to the gate.
I'm on the built the 9. I also like the 3 and the 7. Those are my 3 money back specials. The 9 is my top pick, and the 3 and the 7 are my other money backs. I like the 3. If the 9 doesn't win, I like the 3, and I like that. I like that exacta box too. So
yeah,
we'll keep an eye on the 3, 9, 3, 9, 7, 10, 13 box that you put in. Good luck on that.
I'm gonna need all the luck I can get here. It looks like they are loading them finally.
Yep, I'm gonna turn the volume, and we're gonna
mute myself over here.
Risen Star Stakes. Keith Asmussen, American Promise, first in. Giocoso coming up. Vassimo. Now Tyler Gaffalione with East Avenue. Loads at 3-5. The Risen Star Stakes favorite. East Avenue went in well. The starters crew still working with Giocoso. Giocoso given a 31-1 chance. 3-5 on East Avenue already in the gate. Built Luis Saez going for a grade 2 double. Rendered Judgment. Jareth LeMurray with Chunk of Gold. Seattle Road, Septarian. Rendered Judgment loaded, Septarian. Now Jolly Samurai. 3-5 East Avenue. Jolly Samurai's in. That leaves 2 back. Fleuron Giroux with Vamos Carlitos. Over the 1 1/8. 1 more Magnitude. Ben Curtis won the noon opener here. Over the 1 1/8. It's a grade 2. They're in the gate. They're off in the phasing Tipton. Risen Star Stakes. And East Avenue broke sharp. Vassimo flashing speed. American Promise takes back with the rail. And there's Magnitude with an early charge of Ben Curtis to the front. It's Magnitude.
Our exacta's dead. East Avenue's got him.
East Avenue and to the inside, Vassimo. They're second and third with Built running in fourth here as they round the first turn. American Promise running in fifth. Septarian is sixth. Giocoso wide seventh. Chunk of Gold is eighth near the rail now at the 6.5. Then comes Seattle Road with on the outside Rendered Judgment. Vamos Carlitos is running in 11th, and Jolly Samurai has dropped back to 12th. The opening quarter, 23.42 seconds. So Magnitude dictates the dozen. It's Magnitude in front. In the meantime, Tyler Gaffalione and East Avenue in the Godolphin Blue staying laser focused on Magnitude for the run toward the half-mile pole. To the inside is American Promise. Vassimo in between horses. Then on the outside is Rendered Judgment. Toward the inside looking to gain Chunk of Gold, and Giocoso is 6 lengths off this leader. Then Septarian with Seattle Road, Rendered Judgment, Vamos Carlitos, and further back in the field, Jolly Samurai remains 12th. The half mile, 46.92 seconds for Magnitude.
Is he done?
Coming toward the quarter pole.
Is he done?
As Built.
Are we right?
Momentum now for Luis Saez, and East
Fading
Avenue
bad.
is running in third but under pressure.
Here comes the 9, and here comes the 3.
That one better go away.
3/4 in 1 minute 10.95
9's going to catch the 3 at the wire.
Magnitude coming down toward the final furlong. Holds a 3-4 length lead on
that's
Built.
Magnitude.
And then American Promise into third. Chunk of Gold is in
Chunk
fourth.
of Gold.
East
Better not
Avenue
ruin this
is
for us.
well defeated here at the fairgrounds today by Magnitude, who just keeps on
just
rolling
passed
for
him.
Ben Curtis home. It's Magnitude.
Nine better hold on.
Magnitude.
Nine
at
better hold on for
43
this
to
exactor.
1,
I'm going to be
wire
very
to wire in
mad.
the Risen Star.
Oh
Second
no!
Oh my God.
Built, and then Vassimo
He
and
stopped.
American Promise.
Unbelievable.
He stopped right at the end,
Unbelievable.
like
We
it
were
almost looked
so
like he stepped,
right.
It looked like he stepped sideways.
We were so right. Oh my God. 43 to 1 over 43 to 1 is going to pay outrageous. 13 over 5 is paying $1,314 for a dollar. What are we doing? What are we doing?
13, 9,
13
Five.
Magnitude first.
5.
Judges will examine a photo before posting the remaining order of finish after
Looked
the
like
Risen
he
Star
did. He,
Stakes
was he
of
was he
2025.
stepping? Was the 9 stepping sideways
148.85.
at the
Ben
finish
Curtis won
line?
the first of the day. Wins
He
the
was stepping
Grade 2
sideways
finale
about
for the
from the
Hall of Famer
16th
Steve
pole on.
Asmussen. Winchell Thoroughbreds, Magnitude at a seismic 43 to 1.
That's impossible that I left that 5 off.
That was the best. Well, that was the closer we were worried about. Let's see what happened here. No, you're not going to see it. Man, who was fourth? Did you see?
No.
I bet you it's another one of our 5.
I know that the 1 was close, but he looked like he was fading there. 3, of course it was.
43 to 1
My
Of
gosh.
course
chances.
it was.
Go 1-2 at the fairgrounds in the Grade 2.
Oh my
13
God!
Kill
Magnitude
me.
first. 5 Chunk of Gold at
Please tell me I
43 to 1 was
mistyped
the
one time.
runner-up.
I included the 5 and not
9
the
Built at 3 to 1. Lost place late.
7.
At 7 to 1, 3. Vassimo gets into the Superfecta. Ben
Impossible.
Curtis,
Oh my
third
God.
here on the jockey leaderboard. Wins 2 on the day.
43 to
Here for the Hall of
1
Famer.
over
Winchell
43 to
Thoroughbreds
Paying
1
$1,300 to 1 on
over
the
3 to
exacta.
1 over 7 to 1,
I'm gonna puke.
and we were right. I mean,
I've
I don't
loved
e-
Chunk of Gold all day. I've loved Chunk of Gold all week. I've been telling everybody Chunk of Gold to the horse, and I got talked off. I talked myself off because it was so speed favoring.
that one hurts.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna puke. I'm gonna puke. Oh my God.
And that would have, and in the tournament, that would have
I
shot
would've
you
won.
up. Yeah,
I
you
would've
would have.
won.
Yeah.
9 3/4 lengths was the official winning margin. 9 3/4 lengths for a 43 to 1 winner.
So Magnitude's in the Derby. He's got 50. I think he's got 60 points now, or
Something
maybe
like that.
55, or 55, maybe 55. But yeah, I think East Avenue did exactly what I thought. Faded badly, and I don't even think he was in the top 6. I think he might have finished in the back 3 or 4. Last time I saw him, he was pretty much stopping. But I want to see that. I want to see that. That finish line by Built. I thought he was stepping to the side just before the finish line, and that's what cost the.
Result of the 14th race, the finale, the Phasing Tipton Risen Star Stakes of 2025 official.
My gosh.
The winning groom leading in the 13, Magnitude, partnered with Ben Curtis. Magnitude is a 3-year-old bank colt bred in Kentucky by Not This Time, and the Bernardini mare Ruckadelic, trained by the Hall of Famer Steve Asmussen. And the maroon of Ron Winchell's Winchell Thoroughbreds LLC. Fairgrounds congratulates the winning connections of Magnitude.
Well, Chunk of Gold gets
2.
25 points.
9 3/4
Built
lengths, the
gets
official margin. 9
15
3/4
points, and Vassimo gets 10
Winners
points.
presentation coming
I
up.
don't know who was
Again,
5th,
thanks to
but
Phasing
whoever
Tipton
ended
for
up
their
5th will get
sponsorship
5 points.
Of the Rachel Alexander
But,
Stakes, and here, the Risen
Yeah,
Star.
they'll show it here in a second.
Final results in. After
That
race
hurts.
14.
That hurts.
I don't know. Can I share my screen? I probably can, right? I can hit this button. I'm gonna show you what I have here, and you're gonna.
Sure.
I'm gonna puke.
You want me to turn this screen off?
Sure. I'll just show you what this what I have here. Do the whole window. I
As
don't
a
care.
reminder,
See
Sunday
everything.
and Monday cards here. Over the
You gonna see
next couple of
everything here
days.
for a second? Sorry.
Monday at 12:45.
3-9. Can you see it?
No, I can't see it.
Okay. Hold on.
Winners
Oh, I
presentation
gotta. Can you bring it in?
Yeah.
after the 53rd run.
Oh. Win the 3 and the 9. Place 5, 7, 13. That's what I had all week. That trifecta for 50 cents paid $3,425. That is the worst. That is impossible. Oh, sorry. I got to stop sharing.
So you just thought it was too much to win up front. Is that what you thought?
I saved myself $5. What does it cost to put 6 horses in a trifecta box? It can't be that much.
6.
Right?
It was $60. It was 30.
So I saved myself
to add one more. You mean?
Yeah.
How many horse? 6.
It'd be 6.
6 times 5 times 3 is 6 times 5 is 30, 90. And so $45.50 play.
Okay. So I mean, at least it wasn't like I saved myself like $3. At least it was enough. I also probably could have left the 7 off because I didn't like the 7, but I like the 7 when we were talking for the reasons we were talking about. Where like it makes sense in the card. Yeah, so it'd be a $60 trifecta box.
Really strong every step of the way and just drew away from him.
Let's see what he says here.
Out there.
Oh, it was fantastic, and you know, it's a pleasure to ride horses like that. The instructions were limited, but they were let the horse do what he does and try and get forward. I had all the confidence going out there in the world, and yeah, it was correct. He pulled away very well up the stretch, and he hit the line strong. So couldn't have been happy with the horse, couldn't be happy with the trip, and the instructions made it very easy for me.
And Ron Fauchier, agent, teaming up with Steve here. You get this mount. I mean, super exciting to even be on this horse and then to win like this.
Listen, whenever you ride for, you know, either Steve as
The time was really good too. I think it was 148.
You always know
He didn't look like he was getting tired at all.
No.
And, I've been lucky to get on 2 big outsiders and win on both of them. So, you know, it's a pleasure to ride, and thanks to all the connections and to Steve himself.
Congratulations, Ben.
Thank you very much.
Steve, you always talk about on the road to the Triple Crown, horses need to step up every single race. And this horse stepped up in about as big of a way as you can ever expect.
Absolutely. You know, thanks to Ben, we talked about, you watched the races earlier. It's quite obvious he needed to make the decision to get over. Only 2 ways to do it: in front of him or behind him. Hit the ground. He took the initiative. Was very positive with what he wanted to do, and the horse responded for him.
Not only did he win the way he did, but he did it at 1 1/8 miles. You got 50 points. You're in the Kentucky Derby. I mean, level of surprise at all? You've always been kind of high on this horse, but to see him do what he did today?
I think the foundation here, the races, as you know, being here, staying in the system and what you can develop. It's why we're here. The surface, catch perfect conditions on the racetrack today. And the horse has not missed a single day, single out, everything. Scott done a tremendous job with him. And as you know, we a horse that was unbelievably highly thought of. Some of his races we didn't think were, they were solid, but thought he was capable of more. Put him where he needed to be, played the bias of the racetrack, and took advantage of it.
Congratulations. Enjoy this one.
Very much. Thank you very much.
All right. 50 points on the road to the Kentucky Derby presented by Woodford Reserve. That's going to be probably enough to get him into the race. Ben Curtis picks up the mount here for Steve Asmussen, 43-1. Not only gate to wire, 144-4, and he wins going away. Magnitude. Congratulations to the winning connections, the Risen Star, and a romp to a long shot.
Oh, the time was 144. I thought. Oh, it's 140. Oh, I see. We said it's 148. 148.85.
148 and 1 1/8 is
1 1/8. That's right on.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what you want if you're going to the Derby.
All right. Let's see this, because I mean, he got to the front right now, right? And it was done.
Yeah.
And nobody caught him.
He didn't have any problem crossing over.
So this is why, like, the fact they just ran off like this is why I wanted the speed, right? Was like, he wins. Like, I thought that East Avenue was going to win based on where he was, right? Like, I thought he was going to pass the 43-1 shot, and he was just not good. But the 9 is now outside in 4th, and he ran 3rd grossly, and the 3 ran 4th. The 5 you can't even see, right? Like, he's nowhere. No, he's mid pack.
No, he's towards the back. He's usually way back. I think he
He's mid pack. He's against the rail in that pack. We can't.
Oh,
see
he's
through the
at
trees.
the end of the first pack. He's at the back
Yeah,
of the
but
first
like
pack,
he's back there, and he's
Yeah.
the only one that closed up ground. And he doesn't make up that much ground considering he's now like behind the 9 and 3. So it's probably not as good of a run as I want to give him credit for. But it's
he
a
got
good
up
run.
close. He got up close mid
Right here. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like fourth right around the end of this turn, I thought. I don't think he came from way back.
No, he's not. But he is. I mean, he's losing ground on the turn, right?
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
he's the-
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think that's him. It's hard to
Yeah,
tell.
I
because
think
there's
so.
no light here.
Yeah, he just saved ground and made a really, really late run. Let's see what his trip's like right here when he gets straight. Oh,
He
had to
rides
go
up the rail.
inside. No,
Yep,
he went-
inside East Avenue, which East Avenue, God, couldn't East Avenue just hold him up for 3 more seconds? At least then I would have hit the exacta, which I'm sure didn't pay anything, but like Built is done. Look at him. Built is just completely done. And the 3 is coming. The
I
3
think
got
it's the
4th.
6. I think the 6 was 5th.
No, it's the 1.
It's the 1, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
the
one.
3
Got
comes up and
passed
gets
by-
4th. At the very last second.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well,
The exacta 13 to 9, which I had for $2, I believe, right? Yeah, $2. What paid 169 for $1. I'm going to puke. I'm going to puke.
all
My
right.
family's
Well,
here. Sorry.
that's okay. How you doing, Nora?
You've heard me say it enough now.
Well, that's going to do it for our debut on YouTube. Moving over from No Filter, we kind of had it. I liked East Avenue falling out of that group. I thought East
Yep.
Avenue would be 3rd or 4th. Maybe I was kind of leaning more towards 3rd, but we played that trifecta for him out of the try, and we just left.
I
the
want to
final.
see what they say coming out because you're going to get a price on him, and he was the favorite in those first 2 races. He may be worth throwing $20 on in the Derby future if he's going to run, right? If they come out and say that he took a bad step or he just got tired, he needed the race, which is why we were playing against him, and he comes back and wins the Louisiana Derby, like he's in the Derby and he's a good horse, so he may be worth throwing some future money on.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I'll have to see what the odds end up on him.
They're going to be
tomorrow.
big.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to definitely throw Built out though. That's definitely one I don't want.
All right, Nick. Well, that's going to do it. We're going to wrap this up. I'm going to head out. Thank you for joining today on our YouTube debut from No Filter Network. I like StreamYard. It seems to work pretty easy, and
Yeah.
we'll probably be doing this. I don't know where you're going to be tomorrow. You'll probably be on the road coming back, but
Nope, coming back Monday. I'll be here watching the Sunland Derby. Maybe
Okay,
I'll do it from
then.
the sports book.
we'll schedule that in, and we'll do it tomorrow right here. I think the Sunland Derby is at 4:30 or
3:30,
late.
I think. Yeah,
it's late. Yeah,
something like this.
3:30,
Yeah,
but
about
I'll
3:30
have
or
it
something.
scheduled in. Keep an eye on YouTube schedule. But that's it. Thanks for watching, and we'll get them next time, Nick.
I'm gonna go puke.
Good night.